All right. Hot Ice, Thursday, September 15th, joined by Ev and no disrespect, but a thief in Chicago. The man is stealing a playoff bid from the New York Mets. We'll get to that.
Apologize. Yeah.
Yeah, speaking, I know we don't really peel the curtain back of like personal stories. I'm a little hoarse this morning. I know I was dealing with the car Tuesday. It's been a wild week. Left the wallet, new pants. Jerry said I look like a bozo. Carl,
True.
what do you think?
I witnessed it. It was vicious.
He's like you look like a special teams coach for SMU. I do take the comfort, but I will say loose pockets, deep pockets. So real quick, wallet goes out on the bus. I get off. I got to take one stop to get to the office and then walk a couple of blocks. I get out. I go like this. Headphones. I feel everything. No wallet. I start taking off. Right. Get to like a block. Catch the guy at a red light. I'm like half a block back. I'm waving at the construction worker. Hit the bus. He hits it. The guy keeps going. I go like another block and a half. I'm watching red light, red light. I'm like, all right, I could catch this guy. Just like stay with it, stay with it. I go. There's a cop on a scooter. Two of them. I'm like waving at them. Nothing. Finally get there. I'm like, hold that bus. The guy's at the red light. I get there, hit the bus. I'm like, buddy, like, I left my wallet. He lets me on. I get it. Thank God. I get off the bus. The cops are like, yo, like, what happened? I was like, dude, I was waving at you. I wouldn't be waving at you if it wasn't an emergency. They're like, oh, well, the way you dressed, we thought you were jogging. I was like, all right, I guess I deserve that. So wild morning. Just happy to have it. But that's all the bad mojo is out. The hit parade is going to hit. We're plus 2195. Today is plus 190. We're doubling up with the. I'll tell it right now. We're doubling up with the Astros again. I'm going to go with Megan's guy. Jordan Alvarez has been an animal. Carl, do I even have to ask if you're going to change it up from a Hall of Famer on the hit parade? Okay, Jose Altuve for the thief in Chicago. Ev, which MVP are you picking in terms of the hit parade?
Just another guy in my power rank. He's a little guy that goes by the name of Paul Goldschmidt.
Okay.
Summers might be a front runner for the NL MVP. Seems like a good pick.
Okay, and this one will put us above MJ, so that's the next milestone. We touched on it real quick. I know Frank's going ballistic downstairs. It's not. I'm not going to make it truthfully about the Mets. I kind of want your guys' picture in general. You've been around a lot of baseball in terms of gambling. Is it more dangerous for teams in these races to play teams completely out of it, like the Cubs, like the Pirates, who are bringing up guys who have nothing to lose, rather than like going into a dogfight with the Braves or the Phillies or the Brewers? You know what I mean? Where it's like, all right, they have nothing to lose. Like, what is your opinion on that, honestly? Because I do think there's an overreaction. Oh, the Mets are losing. It's an easy schedule. But, like, these teams have nothing to lose. They got guys coming up playing for contracts. I'm interested to kind of see how you, like, look at that and then how you should attack that the rest of the way. Like, are you just going to bet on desperate teams, especially teams who may have clinched, like against the Dodgers? Like, you got a prospect going out there against Kershaw, and he can put one in the gap and get a couple of runs. Like, it's worth the thought. Ev, what do you think?
I mean, I see both sides of it. Where I think what it is at this point in the season, where it's not the dog days. It's past summer where you're getting to a team like the Mets. Like as much as Frank the Tank wants to say they're not going to lose, they're not going to win another game. They're going to be in the playoffs, whether it's division winner, wild card. The Mets are going to be in the playoffs this year. So I think you're in that weird spot where it's like 20 games. You're looking ahead. I know they've had like the Nats, they've had the Cubs, the Pirates. They're playing right now. So I see what you're saying, where it's like there's the spot where they always say like the most dangerous thing in sports is like you're fighting any type of sport, like the guy with nothing to lose, most dangerous guy there is. But I think for a team like the Mets, it's more like it's probably tough to keep that focus when you have the playoffs you're looking to, you have these big matchups you're looking to, you have that big matchup that you guys are playing the Braves. What is it, the
Yeah.
second last series? Where I think maybe you get caught in kind of we talk about with gambling all the time, football right now. You get caught in these look ahead spots. I think the Mets specifically are kind of in this weird look ahead spot where they've talked about all like a lot of the second half of the season that this ending stretch was against all these below 500 teams. And I mean, they're not playing good, but they also there's like 500 baseball the last month or so. Like it hasn't been a total disaster. So I think kind of playing the good teams maybe keeps it a little sharper. But I mean, they still got a few weeks left to
Yeah,
finish it out. I
it's just
mean,
an
like
interesting thing.
as a bystander, like the Mets specifically, I wouldn't be worried about it personally. But I mean, I don't know. Mets fans just seem to be incredibly pessimistic.
Yeah, it's just more of like a big scape thing. They got nothing to lose. Carl, what's your thought on it? And also, is there a team that's heavy in prospects that's like going to be way better than people think here down the stretch?
Well, I've been talking about the Royals forever in that front just because these are guys who have been waiting to come up, and now that they're up, they've been playing together for a while, though. So I got to get sharp on where the Royals are at with that. But from the perspective of prospects coming up, opportunities playing together, they definitely jump out to me. The big takeaway, and like, I'm not trying to be like Johnny, like, well, when I talk to Jake and all the stuff I learned at starting nine, but like, dude, I taught like the more exposure I get to these conversations, the more, from their perspective, all these guys are fucking awesome. Like the respect that they had, yeah, sure, whatever. Maybe you spent this year in AAA and now you're getting a shot in the big leagues. You're wearing the uniform. You're a fucking big leaguer. Like, you can't make a mistake. You still can't like throw fucking 94 over the heart of the plate. Like, guys are gonna hit that shit hard. And it's just baked into us as fans that, like, well, of course, Scherzer's on the mound, DeGrom's on the mound against the Cubs. He's going to mow these guys down. Like, well, yeah, Ian Happ played in the fucking All-Star game. And the other thing with the younger arms, hitters haven't seen it. There's a little advantage there. There is truth, though, that these guys are hungry, thirsty. Like, you get an opportunity. Everybody is playing for a contract. Like, every guy. There's not one dude taking the field in Major League Baseball that is not that unless they're already paid through the fucking moon. Everybody else is like, yo, this is my job. I want to get paid. I want to, So from that perspective, this is a good segue. Can I give you my dog of the day?
Absolutely.
We've talked a lot of shit about some pitchers on this show, and then they come out of nowhere and they'll just do a little dance on us. And so I'm going to take JT Brubaker in a classic plus 230 spot here. And this is O'Neal Cruz is hitting 7 in that lineup. This is a guy who could hit 1,000 home runs in his career. Brian Hayes, these guys are still showing up. I know that they're not as talented. Derek Shelton's got the boys moving, and it's Carrasco. Talented guy, but like you plus 230 against the Mets, and you're not going against a Scherzer, a Bassett, a DeGrom. I'm fine.
Listen, the Mets are in panic mode. I gave out the Pirates the other day as a dog. They cruised against the Reds. Like, Mets are going to play with a tight asshole. Things you don't know if things are going to work out there. So I don't hate that. Brubaker, it's crazy to say Brubaker is a good bet, but he is a good bet. Ev, who do you like with a plus sign?
So I'm on the. I think my screen's frozen up. I'm on the Rays 3:00 start. I'm on the Rays plus 115. Should be a low scoring game. Big time pitching matchup. McClanahan versus Gosman. I like McClanahan. I really think the Rays are just weirdly, they've been good to me in these spots. I didn't check their record. I think they've been pretty good against the Blue Jays this year. I didn't see the numbers on that, but yeah, I like them a lot. There was a lot of big dogs. Actually, the Pirates are what I considered. The Diamondbacks are a team I considered as well late night. But landed on the Rays plus 116.
All right. We are a Royals podcast. We touched on the Royals with their prospects. I'm going to go with the Royals plus 145. You talk about the Mets swooning. Go look at the standings as far as the Twins. The Twins are now like, I think 3 or 4 back in that division, a bunch back in the wild card. They're all of a sudden in panic mode. I think they play with tight assholes. I like the Royals. Perez hits Bundy well. O'Hearn hits 429 against them. Perez hits 385. I like the Royals as a dog for sure in that one. Ev, best bet.
Actually, Rico, I'm staying in that same game. I'm going with the over in that game. It's over 8.5. It's two pitchers that get hit hard a lot. They both are good. I think they're good to combined 36 home runs this year. Wouldn't be shocked if that number got close to 40 tonight. It's 8.5. I think it's a little low. Yeah, I love that over. Love that over. I'm hitting it pretty big.
All right, that's perfect. Let the Royals win fucking 12-0. That's fine with me. Carl,
beautiful. Sounds
best
great.
Bet.
And historically speaking, I don't think we throw a lot of overs out there in best bets. If someone wanted to, I'm not saying someone has to, but if the whole spreadsheet over this course of the season, very small distributions on overs, which means when I hear Big F jump on one, guys, I mean, okay. I am coming around. There's a squad that I'm like, wait a second. I actually really, really, really like these guys, and it's the Phillies. I really like why am I not a bigger closet Phillies fan when you look at this roster? So I'm taking the Phillies today minus 127. They're on the road against Miami. This is more about a realization that I've had, and maybe it's Smitty's fault. Maybe Smitty's put a stink on him where I'm just like, I don't know. But the more I look at him, I really do like each and every player on this team. Like the pitching staff, these guys are cool guys. I know you don't like Noah Syndergaard. I'm sorry, Rico. He's
No, listen,
he's kind of sweet.
That was
He's
the
kind of
tough
cool.
part. He was likable and he was cool, but he keeps getting in his own way. I agree with you. He is likable, but he's doing that thing where
he also
not
wears
likable.
43. He wears 43, Big Ev. Okay.
I feel like if you showed up to a double date, he'd be a cool, like you'd be bro friends with him afterwards.
I think he like smashes. Like I think he goes out and just rips it up. I think he's like a fucking like the guy who like legitimately, not as a joke,
Yes.
is legitimately doing that stuff. But the other thing too, I mean, like from Schwarber and like Stott to Reese Hoskins, like I do in real Mewtwo, like I do very much need to take more of a sincere interest in this team because they're very good. Like they're just very good competitive guys on a day-to-day basis, and I think I've disrespected that.
And they don't have Harper back yet, correct?
No, but when he does come back, you better believe every single person within that has anything to do with that organization, everybody gets better. The fucking guy selling beer sells more beer.
Yeah,
you know, the guy handing out fucking
I just think the NL is so much deep. I mean, you haven't even I'm just have nightmares about the Braves, but the Phillies are all still right there too. Like if we somehow get the NL is way deeper. That's for sure.
Well, I was
go ahead.
going to say just go to Colin's point. I think really what it is that obviously it's been so Mets Braves at the top that I mean the Phillies have kind of the second half of the year have been on fire, and I think they're going to be a tough out in the wild card. I think it really is just that it's been so Mets Braves. They've kind of just been that like just kind of been on.
We gotcha. He's no, he's 100% right. I want to pull it up. Where are the Phillies in terms of the wild card?
Sure. I mean, same thing happened.
Oh, they're not
going to.
All right, they're not going to catch. Yeah, they're Ev. The Phillies are not going to catch the Braves. Obviously, they have a 10-game lead, or the Mets, hopefully. But you know, they built that lead up now 2.5 above the Padres. They're like kind of set in that 5 spot. And if you get a division rival, that makes you definitely more difficult, or dangerous, I should say. And they fired Girardi this year, right? What were they when they fired Girardi? It's crazy that like nuts.
Girardi's in studio now, by the way. Just saying it. Girardi is in studio. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think he's doing stuff with the Cubs now.
All right, cool. I'm on the Astros to score first and win best bet. I'm always looking to lower the juice. They're playing the A's. I've gone with their team totals. I worry, listen, it's minus 290. They facing a guy with a 4.7 ERA. Like, I just love this Astros lineup. If we're going to get hits, we're going to get hits. I'm going to roll the dice at small, minus 112, score first and win. I know that can hurt you as a home team, but I think the Astros love to show the A's who's the best fucking team in town because they've flexed on them a bunch. So going back to that play.
That's why we've put 2 Astros in the hit parade again. This is a great reminder for someone who is joining the show after the top of the show. Hit parade plus 21.95 units.
Yeah, again on a parlay when we created this, it's a wild. Some nights are like plus 175. Some nights get up to 230. But like to hit a parlay at the rate we're hitting is wild. It's wild. So obviously tell that. Anything to kind of close it out?
I'm at the live event right now. Like Justin Johnson's like sitting at this table next to me. If my eyes have been beat, Sergio Garcia just sat down. My buddy is hosting the live event for the club that's like he partners with them or whatever. He called me last week. Was like, "Do you want to do media?" I said, "Sure, I'll do media." Well, somebody backed out of the pro-am. They needed someone to show up last night. So I'm in the middle last night. I'm talking to Patrick Reed. He's telling me all these inside scoops about Augusta. And like, we got some juice here if anybody wants to come to a live event with me. I think these people are very interested. I'm just trying to figure out once I take this out, am I going to get like, people are going to be coming at me. They're going to say, "Hey, you're not patriotic." I don't know. I'm playing golf with Graham McDowell, Jeremy Roenick, and Martin Keimer at 12:20 today, and I think I'm just about as excited as anybody who's ever been. And we were out last night till the wee hours of the morning. I think the live tour.
Kirk knows a ton about Martin Keimer. He's come up on trivia questions or whatever. That's pretty crazy. Ev, you're not necessarily the biggest golfer, but you're a huge vibes guy. let's end on this. Dream foursome to go play golf with, where it doesn't matter
Wow.
if you're going to go shoot 140. We know you're going to have, like, you'll just have a good time.
Honestly, I might just pick like 4 guys who also. I used to be a big golfer back in my day, or bigger at least. I might just pick 4 guys who like don't even play golf. I might pick like.
That's fine. That's fine. Who would you pick?
You only got to take 3 because you're in it.
All right, it's 3. So I'm gonna take Lil Wayne golfing with me. I'm gonna take Eli Manning. I'm gonna take Eli Manning on the golf trip. I'm gonna have an eclectic crew here, and I'm gonna take who's my third? You know what? Just so he can enjoy it with me, I'm gonna go wholesome. I'm gonna take my old man. I'm gonna take my dad.
That's nice. That's nice.
You know, not to be too, there is part of me, this isn't a true answer, but part of me would love to take Bezos, Musk, and Gates out there and just fucking dust them for 18. I mean, just like make them fucking,
Just be like,
you
I
gotta
don't care
tee,
how much
dude.
fucking money you
No.
got.
Yeah, you can't drop from there. You have to go back to the tee box. You got to hit. Man, that ain't fucking good. I didn't say that shit was good.
I'm going to wait on the third. You know what? I'm going to give you just an off-the-cuff one. I'd probably go with my dad to experience that. I think I'd go Bill Raftery for 18 with an ice-cold cooler would be an awesome 18. And I'll be honest, I'd probably go like Jesus. I'd probably go Jesus. A lot of questions. First question, hey, Jesus, is your middle name H like my grandfather has been saying for 40 years? Like, I need to know. You know, like a lot of questions. Make them, you know, there's an old, actually, this is perfect too. We'll end on the worst joke of all time. Jesus is playing golf with Moses. Moses hits one like 250 down the driveway, down the fairway. Jesus gets out with a 1-iron, turns to the side, hits it off a tree, off another tree, off a cart, off a house, and goes 300. He's like 16 yards from the pin. Moses just turns to him and goes, "We're gonna play golf. Or you're gonna fuck around all day." Like, you know. So take that one for what it's worth. All right, that's on ice. Go bet the hit parade. If you missed the joke, it's that Jesus can do miracles. Okay, that's what the punchline is. Speaking of miracles, the hit parade is 21.95 units. Go bet the hit parade. We'll see you tonight. Go Royals. Go Royals and go Mets.